Hello lovely beings, welcome to another Galactic Mind Astrology Report. Just sat with my shoesies off by the water, sat in a tree. Today I found, you can't really see from the camera, but I walked down this little bit of the path and there's this tree that's got a trunk like this, so I've actually got a seat, so I'm not going to get dead legs, which is cool. So this is a Galactic Mayan astrology report through the Galactic Mayan calendar for the 16th of February 2023. We've made it through the first 13 days of our new cycle. Really interesting to see what's been going on, and huge transitions and transmissions for me personally around how do we sit in our power? How do we recognize that the power that exists is not ours, it's Gaia's, and it's literally allowing her through our being, and that there's an infinite amount of that energy that exists for all of us. It's not that we have to battle for it, we just literally have to plug into it. But how uncomfortable it can be to sit in that fire, to sit in that energy, to sit in that level of embodiment. But when we do, the amazing things that manifest and that come forward. So the Wavespell that we're moving into obviously follows on from this theme, because that's the way it works. So within this framework we have these 20 different archetypes, and the 20 archetypes make up the different phases of the human evolution process. And now we're moving into the second 13-day journey. With each of those archetypes, we have a 13-day journey to sort of dive deeply into the medicine of that particular archetype. And this is the second one now. And this second one is particularly significant for all of us because we're moving into the archetype of the White Wizard. Now, if you've been following this modality for a little while, you might remember that in 2019 we began a 13-year cycle as a collective with the White Wizard. So the number 13 is incredibly significant for us as rhythmical human beings, and obviously it's a rhythm that's kind of been taken from us, it's been distorted and we've been pulled away from it. But we have this experience of the 13 moons of the yearly cycle, the 13 bleeds of the yearly cycle, and then we also have these 13-day wave spells, but we also have these grander cycles too, and these 13-year cycles. So we experience our personal 13-year cycles, but then we also, because we're part of Gaia, we're part of this body of matter, we also experience 13-year cycles as part of this collective that we are as Gaia. Ooh, little things are falling from the sky. So us having a 13-day process within the archetype that we are journeying a 13-year process with is significant because it's this idea of the macrocosm and the microcosm. So we get to really deepen into a micro experience of the macro 13 years that we're journeying. So in 2019 we know that was when essentially the stuff that was kind of prophesized for 2012 really began to start happening. And the interesting thing is that the archetype of the White Wizard is about alchemy. It's about being able to take dense matter and transmute it into high vibrational matter. And that's really what the process of being a human and the shadow work cleanup mission of the moment is about, isn't it? It's we've got all these old thought patterns of everything that we've been creating as a collective conscious, unconscious being, and we're living in the echo of what has come before. We're living in the echo of what has been thought before. We're living in the echo of what has been dreamed before for us individually, but also for us as a collective. You know, this is kind of lifetimes upon lifetimes of human perspective creating reality. So when it comes to us then entering this 13-year cycle in 2019, it's like now's the time for us to be transforming the old dream, the old projection, the old creation. But we've kind of been conditioned into the forgetting of that crucial part of us being the creator, and instead, you know, come into this victim space of being trapped in a hellish dimension, or that everything is suffering, or that we're being punished, or that we have no power. Or it's like, no, we came here to mulch. We came here to be the wizards, to do the alchemy process. So this 13 days is a microcosm of that. It's a 13-day process that's about the transformation of what is currently appearing in our reality. Reappearing was what wanted to come out of my mouth then. And the reality, you know, with a white sign, the white signs are about refinement. The white signs are about getting clear. The white signs are, you know, I always describe it as like the camera. So when we've got like a standard camera that's in manual, you've got to like fiddle it to get it clear. And the white signs take us on this journey of refinement, of getting clear, of getting clarity. So it starts blurry, it starts a bit funky, and then through the process, if we choose to consciously journey it, we will reach the clarity. So as I say, the wizard's very much about this like alchemy process, you know, this journey of, okay, so as a human, I'm gonna put my shoes and socks on because I'm cold. As a human, you know, we go through so many cycles, don't we, of experience. And the other thing that seems to be really revealing right now is that time is anything but linear, and we're very much in this like synchronistic, evolutionary, spiraling experience of content and matter and echoes and all that jazz. But the thing of the human, the power of the human, the potential of the human, you know, when we activate this wizard aspect of who we are, is that we're here to be the lotus, we're here to be the transformer. And, you know, we can either, and it's funny, isn't it? It's this whole thing of like, I'm so not like a cold water diver. Most of my mates now are like well into it. I know it's really good for you and all that stuff. I drove a scooter through the winter for 2 years, and you know, I feel like I've done my bit for getting cold. Oh, hello Goosey. So yeah, this is an interesting thing, isn't it? Of like, we're kind of reconnected to the wisdom of the law of attraction. It's kind of come back from underneath the surface. And the reality is that, yeah, we do create what we see, but the missing piece of that teaching is that we have a backlog of conditioning that's created what is currently. And when matter is currently resonating at a certain frequency within a certain manifestation, it has to be sort of broken down and transformed in order to create something different. So if we're not working with the transformation process, we can't manifest something different. If we're not actively breaking down the Lego creations, we can't make something new from the Lego creations. And for us now to be coming into like the 2023 vibe, so we're in like the 4th, 5th year of the process, we're really kind of, if it's a 13-year process, that means that we've got like sort of, I am? Yeah, it's about astrology. Yeah, do you want to?
Oh my days.
Yeah? What's your name?
Levi. Hi guys.
Oh,
Yeah. How much subscribers do you
have? About 700, it's not that many, but they
Oh,
all
still
pretty
alright.
much watch it, yeah.
What's your channel called?
It's about astrology.
What's that?
So it's all about
I
the
should have seen
cosmic stuff.
myself.
Well, that's
Oh.
good though. But I also work with young people though, doing magic stuff, so there's big codes in this.
Oh, that's alright.
Yeah? What are you doing?
I think we're just going
Yeah, chilling. Are you in Todd?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just
me
live down there.
Yeah, nice. Oh, well, I won't make everybody watch this loads, so I'm going to boot you out now. But nice to meet you. See you later. Oh. Magnet, mate. Fucking magnet. So, as I was saying, if we are going to be trying to create something new, we have to break down what's come before, and this is why it's so important for young people. You know, it's not just this experience of like, cool, we're going to give them the tools to be awake and mindful and all the rest of it. It's like, how do we take responsibility for the world that they're beaming into and do the like, wow, we've created loads of really weird shapes with the Lego blocks of reality, and if we're going to let you guys create new things with the Lego blocks of reality for yourselves within your own lives and within the collective, our grown-ups mission is to be breaking down what has come before, what's already been created with the Lego blocks of reality. So as I was saying, now that we're getting into sort of the middle section of the 13-year cycle, you know, we're kind of coming to this place now, and I know that we're kind of in the 5th year, so we're not even in the 5th year yet, so it's still early days, but we're, you know, because this is a process of us like awakening to the energy of the wizard, awakening from like slumber and victimhood into the recognition that we are alchemists, to then existing as alchemists and creating different things. We're kind of on that lip of the transformation, which is why everything from the underworld has come up so strong. So when it comes to this as a 13-day process, we're going to really be getting the opportunity to do some deep clearing about what has come before, about what we've been creating, you know, because this energy of the wizard is also this thing of, we are the spellcasters, you know, so what have we been speaking, feeling, bringing into existence through the powerful beings that we are? How can we take epic 100% responsibility for that? How can we allow, and I had a really interesting one with this, goodness me, the past few days, it's been amazing, this thing of, as I was saying, this feeling of like the power of Gaia, and like how do I allow myself to sit in that and allow that like vroom, vroom, vroom to be there, but then also this other edge of like, how do we cope when people get threatened by our power, our expression, and want to, you know, it rattles something in them, and then they go on the like attack. But then seeing that as the teaching of, how do I stay in that vroom, 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 even when I'm not being accepted, even when I'm being rejected? How do we recraft these stories that we've been telling about our reality? And then as we recraft the story and tell a different story, how do we cope with what another might say? How do we cope with the judgment or the rejection or the whatever that might come from ending that timeline and starting this timeline? Letting go of existing in, you know, overreaching from our field, or being in the background of our field and being in the middle. So there's really this, and that whole thing was manifesting for me yet again on fucking Facebook. It's such an amazing portal. Such an amazing portal on so many levels for conscious evolution, you know. These triggers are portals. These triggers are always growth edges. Like, can I sit here? Can I allow that sensation? And can I allow it to pass? So these 13 days are an opportunity for us to clock, what are the spells I've been casting? What are the spells that my family were casting? Where am I at in the transformation of what has already been cast? How can I step deeper into being a person that exists as the wizard, that is breaking down what's been created through the Lego bricks of existence? How can I, it's interesting, you know, I always think about Lego because everything's a mirror, and how like the complexity now. So back in the day, we had a box of Lego and you could do whatever you want with it. And then slowly but surely they've become designed images. So you get all these tiny bits of Lego, but the picture is prescribed to you. So like you're making it to make it look like that. And that feels like how the complexity that we've created within reality that's been very conditioned into a certain shape, feels like the Lego thing really mirrors that. So how do we break down the Lego pieces that have been created into these structures, but also burn the bloody boxes and really come off script and really create, you know, from a place of devotion and listening, and create really funky things. So yeah, what's going on in reality? Where am I at in the transformation of the old stories? How can I apply myself to speaking, creating new threads of existence? And recognizing that we are all always doing this for those guys and their kids and their kids and their kids. Big things, man. If you've not checked out my Etsy shop, I've got really magic things that I've created. Link below. If you've not got your Galactic Mind Diary and you want to get into it, still only in the first couple of weeks of the process, link below. If you want to work with me one-on-one, whether that's through supporting you to create awesome things for the children in your care, or supporting you to create awesome things for the child inside of you, get in touch with me. Link below. Notice that what is going on within these 13 days for you personally is reflective of your role within the grander 13-year cycle that we are in as a collective. Whatever comes in around transformation and dreaming a new dream is really what you're here to contribute for this time on the planet. Thank you as always for watching, and send you so much love.